Let me welcome to the show. This is part of a op-ed written in the Griot by this man and Ebony, Dr. Ebony as Hilton as well, co-authored. And it's all facts. It's like chock full of facts. It's not even an op-ed. This is like just facts. Let me welcome former South Carolina House of Rep, author of My Vanishing Country, which was prophetic because it's gone. Let me welcome Mr. Bakari Sellers. Hi.
What's up? How are you doing? I miss you and I miss this show. It's the best show in the galaxy.
Oh man, listen, there's fondness. You are more than what people can even imagine. And I just wish all of the goodness for you because you're a good dude. So
I
thank you for
appreciate
coming
that.
through.
Thank you. Thank you. Always.
Yeah. We were talking about your ink. People don't know you have like 20 plus tattoos. And I was like, did you get any ink during the pandemic?
Now I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to some more ink. Like I told you, I miss it. I have 22 tattoos. All of them mean something to me. And so my first tattoo was a portrait of my dad off the back of his book, The River of No Return. It was in 1972. It was a big afro. And I came home that summer from college, and my mom saw my tattoo, and she went crazy. She couldn't believe I got a tattoo. She wasn't mad I got a tattoo. She just got mad I got a tattoo of my daddy and not her. So
Oh, of course. So did you rectify that,
I
Bakari?
did.
Okay. All
I
right.
did.
All right.
I took care of the fam.
Okay. You said that not getting a tattoo is attached to the organ donation process.
Yeah.
How?
So, in 2019, January of 2019, my twins were born, and a lot of people know this story. It was in my book. I talked about it on CNN. My wife had a very difficult birth, great pregnancy, difficult birth. She was almost a statistic. We talk about Black women being 3 times more likely to die during childbirth than white women. She lost about 7 units of blood during her during her birth, and she spent the first 36 hours of the twins' life in ICU. So we get the kids home. We had to spend a couple extra days in the hospital. We get the kids home. Everything's great. But Sadie is continuing to be a little jaundiced. She's my little girl. She's my little princess. And my sister, who's a doctor, was like, you should just take her in. We took her in. And the doggone doctor, pediatrician, called us back on a Saturday. If your pediatrician calls you on a Saturday, something's wrong. And they said, you need to get your daughter to the hospital ASAP. Her bilirubin is through the roof. Had no idea what it was. You start Googling stuff and you think your daughter is about to die. And lo and behold, Google was right. We went in, they tested her. Her liver enzymes were sky high, bilirubin sky high. They gave her what's called a Kasai procedure. It failed. And after about 4 months, she was 4 months old, they diagnosed her an end-stage liver failure. And so then we got on the liver transplant waiting list. And I don't know if people fully grasp what I mean when I say that. But for 93 days, we had to watch our daughter die. They're literally getting sicker. Her belly's huge, filled with fluid. She's getting smaller. She's yellow. And here I also have Stokely, who is a growing boy, just doing everything that little 5, 6, 7-month-old boys do. So we had her under the care of Duke. Shout out to Dr. Alicia Mavis, who was her doctor at Duke. They have one of the premier, Duke and the University of Cincinnati have the 2 premier pediatric transplant centers in the country. We were fortunate enough to be able to afford to go to Duke because you got to move. You got to rent a spot, have a separate home, be able to do those things because you don't have any extra resources for real. And then we got a call September 1st that there was a liver for my little girl. And the way that it ties in is that I told myself and my daughter's doctors and everyone else that I'm going to be a live donor. You can be a live donor, and I want to be a live liver donor. That's one of the things I want to do. And when there is a match or an opportunity, I'll do that. But you can't have a tattoo within a year of you donating. And so there was a period of time when I didn't donate because I didn't get tatted because I didn't know if I was going to have to be my daughter's donor. And then after she got it, I wanted to give it some space and time because I wanted to make sure that this liver took. And she's all good. She's in the clear. She's amazing. And so now I'm like, I'm gonna get a tattoo, but then I have to wait another year before I can donate. So that's where we are in my head. I know that was a convoluted way to get there,
No, I
but
mean,
I'm
it's
not getting
important though.
yeah, I'm not getting a tattoo because I want to be a live liver donor. That's what it is.
And for people who don't know, the liver regenerates. Is one of the few organs that we have that will grow back, and
So like,
so
look, don't worry about how much Jameson you be drinking on the weekend. That's the first question people ask themselves. They be like, man, I go to that Applebee's down the street for happy hour every Thursday. Can I be a donor? The answer is yes. Your liver does a great job. I mean, take some time off from it, but your liver does do a great job of regenerating. And if you give a portion of your liver will grow back. And so less than 5% of live donors are actually African American. And as you stated earlier, we are the ones who really need it the most.
And I was talking also about the psychology because, from Tuskegee, the non-treatment to the radiation experiments to the gynecological experiments, we don't trust the medical field to the women
Camp
dying,
Lejeune, Camp Lejeune, where we were drinking
Lejeune.
all that bad water. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. To Flint, to Mississippi, like right now. I mean, it's difficult to encourage somebody to be on the donors list or have a donor card in their wallet when a bad stop with the police can mean what, so you know what I'm saying? Like we have these things that are not to be discounted. So how do we get through that? Because I don't think we're not on the list because we don't care about people. I think we care deeply, but we also, there's a part of us that's like, can I trust this?
No, I mean, I totally get it. And I think that you need to ask every question you want to ask. So when I went in, my daughter got really, really sick. And so they worked me up to be a donor. And the workup was crazy because less than 10% of the people who, I think that's the actual number, who get worked up actually are fit enough or healthy enough to give. So they just don't check your liver. I mean, you get a full body CAT scan. They even make you talk to a psychiatrist to make sure that you're mentally prepared to go through it. I mean, you go to a cardiologist, you do everything you possibly can because this is a major surgery for you. In fact, I saw one of the individuals one of the children who was in ICU when Sadie was in ICU when she got out, she actually had a live liver donor. It was a friend of hers from way back when, I don't know. But just watching you being able to give that gift of life to others, to have that sense of relief. I don't know who Sadie's donor was. I actually wrote a letter to the donor. You give it to your hospital. They mail it off anonymously. I don't know if they ever got it or read it, but I put it in the back of my book in My Vanishing Country. So the last 2 pages of My Vanishing Country are actually a letter from me to my liver donor. Because whenever that family is ready, if they ever pick up this book, maybe, I don't know, they'll get to the back page and they will just simply be able to understand, thank you, from the bottom of our heart. And so it's something that we need to learn more about. I understand the distrust. You will go through that process, feel comfortable with your doctors. They got Black doctors out there too. Shout out to Bradley at Duke University, one of the best, liver doctors in the country. And find somebody you're comfortable with, ask the questions, and then see if you can help another Black family live.
So then you get into a registry. For you, you were on the registry, and Sadie got a live liver donor. She got a live
Sadie's
donor.
Liver. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it wasn't live. I'm pretty sure it wasn't live because they would have done it simultaneously. But I don't know what that family went through. I don't know who the person was. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably a death, but that's all I can tell you. I don't know the answers to those questions.
But your little girl, because you post a lot. Your beautiful your children are, and Sadie she lives up to her name. Sadie is so much. she is so much.
Sadie is a 45-year-old. She's a 45-year-old Southern Black woman who probably know how to make sweet potato pies if I let her. She is everything, absolutely everything.
So for folk who are listening, again, you went through the process, is extensive. And for those of you scared to go to the doctor, this is a good way to find out if you're healthy too. Like I gave blood because I wanted to know my cholesterol numbers. Right? So, whatever brings you in, some folk, you go in, I want to know what my cholesterol, they give you that and you get, a juice box or whatever. For you get a full workup. You don't have to worry about it because they're not going to,
or if you don't want to do it and you want to just let them take it when you're dead, just Go to the DMV. You in there for 30 minutes anyway. Just check the little box off and sign off that you're gonna be a donor. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, you give the gift of life. You hear about these people who are organ donors. One of my best friends in the world. You guys know his father now, because his father was Judge Cliff Newman, who was the judge in the Murdaugh trial. South Carolina's all
Right.
connected. Well,
Oh my goodness. I would love to talk to you about that.
Brian,
Yes.
well, nope. His son Brian was my best friend, who passed away January 3rd. He was an organ donor.
Sorry.
And so you just think about all the lives you can save and how long your legacy. You talk about eyes, you talk about kidneys, you talk about heart, you talk about liver, you talk about everything that you can do to help somebody else live the gift of life. And it's just, for me, it's something I want to do while I'm living. You all don't have to do it while you're living. Just be a part of the solution and talk about it a little bit more, because the system is broken. It truly is. And the people who get hurt most are poor people and people who look like me and you, Miss Karen.